Football has given us some of the most unforgettable records in sporting history. From Lionel Messi's 91 goals in a single calendar year, to Cristiano Ronaldo becoming the highest scorer in international football, to teams like Real Madrid winning Champions League titles back-to-back. Every few years, another legend emerges and pushes the limits of what we thought was possible. As fans, we've come to believe that almost every record, no matter how big, can eventually be broken. But what if I told you there's one record that has stood for decades, a record so massive and extraordinary that it may never be touched again? This is not about the most Ballon d'Or wins, or the highest transfer fee, or even the fastest goal ever scored. No, this is about a record that has truly defined the sport, one that continues to defy every player who has tried to chase it. The world of football is built on numbers. We talk about goals, assists, appearances, clean sheets, trophies, and medals. Records give us a way to measure greatness across generations. They allow us to compare players from different eras and fuel debates among fans everywhere. Yet while most records eventually fall to the next superstar, there's one that experts believe is completely untouchable. This is the story of Pele's incredible career goal tally, 1,281 goals. That number is so staggering that even when compared to modern legends, the gap looks almost impossible to close. Messi, Ronaldo, Lewandowski, Zlatan, all the great forwards of our time, none of them have come close. And the reason why may surprise you. Pele wasn't just another footballer. He was the face of the sport, the man who made football a global phenomenon. He scored his first professional goal as a teenager and never looked back. Match after match, season after season, he found the net with astonishing consistency. By the time he hung up his boots, his tally had reached over 1,200 goals. And yes, there's debate about the exact number. Some were in friendlies, some in exhibitions. But even if you only count the official competitive games, the numbers are mind-blowing. Pele was scoring at a rate no one has matched before, and likely no one ever will. To understand why this record is so untouchable, you need to look at how football has changed. In Pele's era, the game was different. Defenders weren't as organized, fitness wasn't at today's standards, and there was far less rotation in squads. If you were the star striker, you played almost every match and you were expected to score. Pele thrived in that environment, dominating defenses across Brazil and the world. Today's football is nothing like that. Teams rotate heavily to manage player fatigue. Coaches demand pressing, tracking back, tactical discipline, things that limit how much one player can dominate in front of goal. Let's also talk about longevity. For a player today to even dream of breaking Pele's record, they would need to average around 50 goals every single season for more than 20 years. Think about that for a moment. Even Messi at his peak, even Ronaldo during his prime at Real Madrid, couldn't keep that up for 2 full decades. Modern football careers are demanding. Injuries, international duty, and the sheer pace of the game wear players down much faster than in the past. Very few manage to play at the top level beyond 35, and even fewer are still scoring heavily at that age. Pele's combination of consistency, talent, and the era he played in made his record possible. Replicating that today would require almost superhuman endurance. Of course, some argue that maybe the new generation could get close. What about Erling Haaland? What about Kylian Mbappe? Haaland scores for fun in the Premier League. Mbappe dominates at both club and international level. Surely if anyone could do it, it's one of them? But here's the problem. As good as they are, even their numbers don't scale to Pele's total. Haaland might score 50 in a season. Mbappe might score 40. But can they keep that up for 20 straight years without injuries, without decline, while competing in the most demanding leagues on the planet? History suggests the answer is no. The modern game simply doesn't allow one player to score at that rate for that long. What's fascinating is how Pele's record doesn't just measure goals, it measures dominance over time. Many players have had phenomenal seasons, even once-in-a-generation years, but Pele maintained that level across decades. Every match, every tournament, every international game added to the mountain he built. And it wasn't just about quantity, each goal carried style, technique, and a flair that made him more than a scorer. He was an entertainer, a genius, and a symbol of football's magic. That's why, even in an age of superstars, this record isn't just numbers. It's almost untouchable history. But here's the thing. Pele isn't the only legend whose records once looked untouchable. Think about Gerd Müller, the German striker who scored 85 goals in a single year back in 1972. For 40 years, no one came close. Fans said it would never be broken. Then along came Lionel Messi, who rewrote history with 91 goals in 2012. Records like that prove that football can surprise us. And yet, Pele's tally still stands apart. Because Müller's record was about one magical year, Pele's was about an entire career. Season after season, year after year, he delivered goals at a level no one has maintained since. And even when we compare Pele to modern icons, the scale of his achievement becomes clearer. Cristiano Ronaldo, often hailed as the most consistent goalscorer of his generation, has crossed 850 career goals, an unbelievable number in itself. Lionel Messi is right there with him, with hundreds of goals and records of his own. But even these two giants of the modern game, with 2 decades of dominance, are still over 400 goals short of Pele's total. That gap is like adding 10 more peak seasons on top of everything they've already achieved. And that's why the mountain Pele built is so high. It isn't just about talent, it's about a level of dominance across time that football simply doesn't allow anymore. And that's what makes Pele's record so legendary. It's not just about the goals themselves, it's about what they represent. They remind us of a time when football was raw and beautiful, when one man could mesmerize the entire world with his brilliance. Pele's 1,000+ goals are more than just statistics. They are the story of a boy from Brazil who became the king of football, inspiring generations to fall in love with the game. Every goal he scored added to that legacy, and every year that passes makes his record seem more mythical, more unreachable. So will this record ever be broken? Realistically, no. Modern football has evolved in ways that make it nearly impossible. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe some records should stand forever, to remind us of the giants who came before, to keep the legends alive, and to give future generations something to look up to. Pele's 1,281 goals aren't just an achievement. They are a monument to football history, a record that will likely remain untouched for eternity. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think there's even a tiny chance someone like Haaland or Mbappe could one day come close? Or do you agree that Pele's record is the one football achievement that will stand forever? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And subscribe for more incredible football stories, and share this video with a friend who loves the game as much as you do.